Music City's award-winning choral group, Nashville in Harmony, is gearing up for the world premiere of a collaborative concert called Spectrum. Here with all the details are Artistic Director Don Schlosser and Principal Accompanist Holling Smith-Bourne. Welcome. Great to see you guys.
Thank you. Great to be here again. Thank you.
So excited. Of course, we love Nashville in Harmony. You guys have been coming here for 10 years probably.
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Such an exciting concert coming up. So tell me a little bit about, and then we're going to hear from the person you commissioned it from.
The composer, yeah.
Yeah, the composer. So tell me a little bit about what Spectrum is.
Spectrum is a brand new choral work which we commissioned. It's 6 movements for orchestra and chorus, and the theme that ties it all together is gender spectrum and gender identity development.
Okay, so we're so glad that T.J. Cole and Ave Rubino, who also contributed some of the text I know that he was talking about in this, the composer T.J. Cole, they talk about it, so we wanted you to hear straight from the horse's mouth. So here are T.J. and Ave.
I had the opportunity to go to Nashville and meet with some of the choir members and record interviews of some of them sharing their own personal experiences related to gender in various ways. I was very surprised about the amount of willingness people had to share very real and personal experiences, and this became the core, these interviews became the core for the piece. Eve and I already collaborate. We're in a band together, so we're used to writing music and lyrics together. So I was able to bring in Ave as a writer to help create original text for this project.
Yeah, and so in making the text for the piece, we really wanted to highlight kind of the emotional landscape surrounding our experiences with gender. And in particular, we wanted to find a way to approach certain more difficult and complicated parts of our experience, our individual experiences of gender, in a way that would be as relatable to as many people as possible. And so we really responded to a lot of these interviews in a way that was trying to deal with certain things that people were having a hard time with, but really dealing with them in a kind of emotional way.
Okay, so I know this is going to be very, very powerful just, from hearing them talk about that.
It definitely is.
Now, you're working with Intersection.
We are.
And we're also going to, part of this includes stories of actual Nashville in Harmony singers.
It does. In fact, the whole project shifted, as they were just saying on the clip, that, when they came to Nashville and interviewed the singers and realized that that was the material. It's our stories that made the material. The mission, as I know you know very well, of Nashville in Harmony is to use music to build community and create social change. And so we wanted to embark on this issue of gender identity because we feel like, in the same way that it's being legislated in the courts, in the same way that it's being discussed in the media, here's an opportunity for us to do something artistically to change the attitude, to introduce concepts to people, to begin thinking about gender in a new way, and doing it through music. And so we commissioned this highly successful composer from Philadelphia, T.J. Cole, to work with us to create a work that will explore that landscape so we can have something to contribute to the conversation.
Oh, it's so exciting to just think about this. Can hardly wait to see it. So, Holling, talk to me about the importance and the significance of this piece regarding gender identity.
Yeah, this concert in particular is so powerful and so meaningful for me because it's about gender identity. And there are very few pieces of choral literature out there that addresses this issue. And I love that it is about the stories of people in our chorus, and I think people will really relate to that. And as a transgender man, it's really, it's really hard to see your experiences growing up reflected on the stage. So to hear the choir with an orchestra, which is again also very amazing, it's great to play with an orchestra and sing with an orchestra, and have our experiences shared on stage, I think will be a delight for the audience.
Oh, I think so too. Was it a challenge for some of your members to open up about their journeys?
I don't think so. I think everyone has a story. Even if you're not transgender, you have a story about expressing gender in some way or other, and that being a problem, growing up with your family or your church community or your school. So I think it seemed like all around a very positive experience.
Oh, that's
for our
really
members.
Great to hear.
Yeah.
It's so important for us to use this project to begin talking about gender as not a binary. That it is exactly what we're saying. It's a spectrum. We're all on that spectrum somewhere when it comes to gender, and we need to understand that more.
And kind of describe the music, I mean, the feel and all of that about this, because again, world premiere.
It is a world premiere. It is contemporary music. It is not avant-garde. It is very accessible to the hearer. We specifically had to ask TJ to write within the capabilities of a community chorus, basically, which is what Nashville in Harmony is. So that's very tonal. It's very musical. She employs some very interesting and novel compositional techniques that we have had to learn how to do. So it would be fresh for our patrons as well, but it certainly is not going to be off-putting at all. It's not going to be anything that people are going to have trouble relating to.
Now, also, I noticed that you're going to be performing a number of additional works that tie into the evening's themes of gender, inclusivity, and community. So tell me about those.
Yeah, that harkens back specifically again to the mission of using music to build community and create social change. So we're always looking for new literature that expresses that. And we found a piece this time with the text by Emma Lazarus, who you may remember is an activist whose poetry is on the base of the Statue of Liberty. But this piece just says simply, until all of us is free, none of us is free. And that's kind of our way of standing in solidarity with everybody who is marginalized. And they were doing a great big piece by a guy who writes actually for video games, a guy by the name of Christopher Tin, and a piece that he wrote for Civilization 4 with a lyric by Leonardo da Vinci about the dream of flight. So it's that idea of all of us embracing who we are and flying and lifting above what we have to a new level. So, and then we're doing a piece by A Thousand Beautiful Things. Who's the writer? I'm blanking.
And I'm blanking too.
Anyway,
so yes.
But she talks about a very dark time in her life, and then how she finds her way out of that by making a list of all the things in her life that are beautiful.
So there's so much in this concert. So I mean, it's a whole. I was about to say it's a whole spectrum, but
it
again,
is a spectrum,
that's the perfect title for it. So I want to make sure that we have time to get this information on screen, because you want to get your tickets now. This, of course, Nashville in Harmony. There's two shows, so very excited about this. But it's also special because we'll tell you about a VIP possibility that you can participate in. But the Spectrum World Premiere is Saturday, May 18th at 7:30, Sunday, May 19th at 4. It's at, note this, Oz Arts Nashville, and it's on Cockrell Bend Circle. You can see the address right there. And for tickets, NashvilleInHarmony.org. Now, there is a VIP on Saturday, so tell me about that quickly in the last 20 seconds.
We have a special event, and I also want to mention that we're doing this with Intersection Contemporary Ensemble, and they are doing two major pieces on the program as well. You'll want to come hear them. But yes, we do have a premium package for
VIPs.
For VIPs. On that Saturday night, and all the information is on our website.
Composer, directors, reception with a complimentary food and drink.
Yep.
That is terrific.
And it's at Oz Arts, which is a great venue for us.
Great venue. I've
Looking
heard
forward
so
to
much about that. So,
performing there.
all right. So, thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, once again, for tickets, go to NashvilleInHarmony.org. We're going to take a short break, but when we return, Brent's interview with James Mackler on his bid for Lamar Alexander's U.S. Senate seat. You're watching Out and About Today.